YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in the Octavian campaign, where we are still at war with rather large numbers of Germanic troops, but making some nice progress. We've captured Calencorum, and looks like we're converting it, and then Teleferdum has come under our control as well. This is going to allow me to start lashing out at the Germanic settlements themselves, and hopefully give me the boost I need to finish this off. So we'll come and hit Treva, Verunium, and Flevium. And we can also start hitting Helvacone, who recently joined a war against us because of the way that I ended up doing things, which wasn't probably the most productive way of doing things, but oh, it is what it is. Air does what air does. But yeah, we can use these troops here, who will be ready on the next turn to keep marching. We can march up to the edge of Helvetii territory here and then push against Arsinium. That would be the city where Arsenio Hall grew up, just in case you're wondering. Oh, that was a lame one. Yeah. What? You don't like my lame? Huh? I'm offended. Greatly and deeply offended. No other way of saying it. Let's see. Yeah, I probably won't do anything else that boosts any disorder there until I feel like we have a better handle on it. And I've got enough food to upgrade this stuff to a cohort barracks, so why not? Just have it ready. I didn't realize that all of my territory consisted of like 4 provinces. Not sure why it's doing that. Here we go. Let's just see what, if anything else, we have that needs to be updated. That Temple of Neptune's pretty cool, but don't know that I need it at the moment. Got a gold mine that can be upgraded. That would be handy. Just requires more food and gives me 150 more wealth per turn, so absolutely that's where we'll spend the rest of our money. Everything else is looking okay. I don't see any patchy factories in the making or anything like that. And I think that we are going to be good to end a turn. These troops can still move, but it looks like I'm retraining some gladiators. And then these guys can't move, and neither can these armies who are moving up in the Germanians. So this has been quite the war against all the Germanic tribes, which obviously was not a very high success point for Romans in real life. So I guess I'm turning around history in that manner, but should be keeping history relatively the same from the Roman side of things if I'm able to defeat Antony, though some of you have pointed out that I'm many, many years late if I wanted to fight the Battle of Actium when it actually occurred. That's okay. We'll be alright. Looks like the Helvetii moved up for us into German Confederation territory. We'll see how they fared. And it is winter time. Not the best time to be moving in the north. Our troops are still retraining, though, which is good. And I don't have any attrition in, well, except for over here. No attrition right here. Might be able to get around and hit these fortified Marcomanni, but they'll probably just, I don't know if they can run away when they're fortified. Yeah, they can. So they're just going to flee.
At your command.
And I don't know if they're really worth chasing. I'm going to keep my guys here close to the city where I make sure that they can retrain. And there's all kinds of attrition to be had through here. Those guys are still retraining, though, because they're near a settlement, so we should be good. And it looks like the German Confederation is suffering from attrition, too, that could be due to the winter weather. I'm surprised we can get up in these mountains without suffering attrition. And sure enough, the Helvetii look like they've survived their initial contact with the German Confederation, though Istros is in pretty bad shape. We'll see if they're able to hold it. It might rebel. We may have to jump in and help them out, but we've got some buildings coming up that ought to be helpful. Let's make sure I'm not forgetting any of my armies. Got those guys, and I've got the one army in Iberia that should have, and I've got a fairly decent navy over here too. It'll probably need to be expanded if we expect it to get into any serious action. And we've got some Balearic slingers in this army now too, so this army's got some serious skirmish power and some interesting cavalry assistance here from from these Iberian units. But that spy has leveled up, so let's take care of that. Obviously we want to make her as good as possible at poisoning armies. That's what I find spies to be the most useful for. Then I've got this legion here just kind of hold out at Salona. We were making sure the Daco-Thracian Confederation was destroyed, and it should be at this point. Any other buildings? I'm not ready to increase public disorder there, but we can go ahead and build that building. I don't see any reason why not to construct that cohort barracks. And again, we have plenty of food, so I think I'm just going to start dropping upgrades in some of these other structures. So now in Nova Carthago, let's see what we can do here. I've got this structure and the Gladiator School, which are helping to keep public order high. I need to do the research on crane mechanics so we can upgrade these Gladiator Schools to Circus, because that'll give me a ton of public order to work with. But let's go ahead and upgrade these barracks. Again, that's just food. And then some of these other ones are just food as well, which we have a ton of right now. So let's just go ahead and spend our money there so that it's not sitting around in our coffers doing nothing. And we'll just kind of wait for the winter to dispel a little bit here in the north before we make our next move, which I think will probably be the best course of action. Let's see what we can get going here. Man, I hope Antony's Rome does not declare war at the moment, because I am certainly not ready for them. The Daco-Thracians are still alive.
My people wish to offer you this gift of gold, if you will take it.
No, I really plan on destroying you at this point. You've made me do all this work, and I really don't see why I wouldn't completely and utterly destroy you and take over your lands. Belgae, you're still getting pushed around on a little. And the Helvetii just got mopped up by the German Confederation, but it means the German Confederation ought to be fairly weakened for our upcoming confrontation. And winter has lifted, which means I can now march on Flevium. I have an agent in this army, and we should probably use that agent to scout ahead to make sure I'm not leading my men to their death. We are not. So let's go ahead and move up and get ready to capture Flevium. And then we'll go ahead and move up towards this bridge over here. Tulliferdum is pretty upset still, so we're going to need to stabilize it. It's probably going to have to finish being converted to Latin culture from Germanic. Ugh, and I'm not sure that I'm actually should be leaving that city just... Oh, and there's a lot of armies up there too. I wonder if we force... I can't make it back if we force march either. Well, one turn it's just going to have to go undefended, but we should be able to make it alright. Auxiliary Spear Brothers and Germanic Scout Riders and Longbow Hunters. I am actually kind of interested in getting the Longbow Hunters replacing my Velites, so I think I am going to build this auxiliary camp there. Having some archers in my army would be a lot more handy than these Velites. So we've expanded there, getting ready to make our moves. Is there just one man in this army? There is. Let's see if we can use this spy to do an assassination, because then that'll get rid of this army altogether. There we go. That ought to be a little more cost-effective means of handling that situation. Let's go get on the border of the Helvacone, and let's actually march up next to their territory here, because a few of our men still retraining. And this city is also going to be quite upset until we get the right buildings in place. We've got quite a bit of money to spend, so we'll make sure we spend it. This one gives me more wealth and growth, +2 Latin culture, and it helps spread Latin culture. I'm going to go ahead and build this one, even though I usually build the other one. And then, let's see, down here, while we're going to go fight the German Confederation, I'm going to move both my armies up together so as to present a more daunting target to them. And we are not at war with the Helsi, so feeling pretty good about our borders at the moment. I think we're pretty secure. Oh, we do have this army behind me, though. Really don't remember how they got there, but that could be problematic. Let's take a look at first our political situation, which is looking pretty good. We've got a few generals from the other side that are getting some experience, so it should help keep things relatively balanced. I might hire just one more forces from other houses. Decimus Postumius Pulvius. What does he do? +2 public order. We'll do that. We're going to put him in a veteran legionnaire unit and put him in this little city here. And I can't recruit much, just vigiles. I might put a couple of, if I can afford a mercenary anything, which I can't really. That's okay. We'll just let him stay here and defend. There's pretty overwhelming odds against him, but he would get, ooh, I'd actually get another veteran legionnaire and a couple of levies, so might be able to hold out if those guys attempt to attack me, and if not, we can finish them off later. The Helvacone have come here, but it looks like the Belgae are pushing back, and Vesontio should be safe. Not worried about my other settlements here at the moment either, as we should be pretty safe from any of their little rogue attacks from behind my lines. Let's go ahead and end this turn and get ready to punch back against the, well, I say punch back, continue our push against the German tribes up here. This has been a fun one. I haven't fought much against them in many campaigns, so this has been entertaining for me. Yeah, they're going to attack up here. This army's got a lot of chevrons and should be able to hold its ground. Look at that, they got spear wall troops and spear brothers. Those are some pretty good spear units. And then they've got a wolf warrior here. Wow, that's actually some pretty serious troops. It's going to require me to get some nice rear charges and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and fight it. I do think I can win. I believe my legionaries are superior. I'm going to lead my men in formation attack for the duration of this battle and see if that'll help keep them in the battle longer. And I'll use my velites to see if we can... We're not going to get much. The enemy gets a lot of protection against your missiles. In this particular setting, we're going to have to intermix our first cohorts to get the best possible morale support. Going to put a nice long line here to slow up the Germanians. And I got my Legatus, and let's see what he has. Inspire, Into the Breach, Second Wind, The Fear, Intimidate, and War Cry. So let's make sure we try and use those to our advantage. I'm going to put a couple of velites here. And then let's put a couple more. And I am going to take them off fire at will and everything. We'll just make sure we give those guys the best target possible. Our Legionary Cav has quite a few chevrons as well and should be pretty good. But we're going to have to use it properly for rear charges and make sure it doesn't stay engaged or get shot at by enemy missiles too badly.
The eyes of the Senate and all Rome are upon us today.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
I will win if the time runs out. It looks like they are going to run back and meet all their reinforcements first. What do they got coming in? Club levies. All of these units are somewhat of a danger.
Ready for orders. Riders.
To keep my cav somewhat concealed so that hopefully enemy spearmen won't just come straight at them. And all of my legions have very nice attack. AI is backing up onto this hill to meet up with all its units, so there's really no need for me to do that. I'm just going to stay here in the open and get ready to face them. I'm going to put my velites up front, actually. See if I can get a couple of volleys. We're going to have to fast forward for a while because the AI is going to go form up on this hill and then come march down at me. It says I win if the time runs out, so I apologize. The AI is going to be retarded and we have to wait on them, but 'tis the nature of the AI. They have to make sure that they are formed up precisely the way they want to be formed up before they will march forward at you. We are outnumbered here, that's for sure. Quality-wise, we have an edge, but again, the difficulty factor is going to play a serious role here. And we can't allow ourselves to be outflanked, or else I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do anything about it. So I'm going to keep these cavalrymen hidden over there. I think there's a few Germanic scout riders in the field, but that's about it, as far as I know. And hopefully the enemy will match my formation width. They do have some riders of the hunt right there that might discover my legion. Yes, they did.
Units have been discovered.
But they're not going to take action, so we're just going to sit still. And those riders of the hunt are probably going to try and immediately get around my lines. That's going to be somewhat problematic. They're a pretty good cav unit. Let's take one legionary cav that way to get in their way, because they are going to immediately go for my flank, most likely. Yeah, they're going to go straight into my legionnaires. That's fine. Let's pull back here. The Velites. I don't see it really doing me a whole lot of good. Those Riders of the Hunt will most likely pull out of that fight. They've managed to get 9 kills already, too. Like 1 for 1 of the kills. My guys were not braced, though, because my men are in fire at will. There's really not a whole lot of sense in me charging, either. Let's see if we can kill those longbow hunters. And we are immediately being outflanked. This is a problem. We're going to have to use our Velites to try and protect this flank, because this is trouble. Big trouble. And they're leaving a bunch of spearmen in the backfield. This is also big trouble. I need them to commit all their troops. I'm very well going to get crushed if things continue to unfold this way. So we need to attack over here. And let's use our Velites, see if we can kill some of these club units. Those Riders of the Hunt went straight into my Velites over here when I wasn't paying attention. That flank is secure for the moment, but it's going to need some serious support. We are losing very quickly. Let's get our general over to this position. No, please stay in the fight with those Riders of the Hunt. We gotta kill them. Okay, got my general over here. We're gonna inspire this unit, drop the fear, intimidate the enemy general. Actually, I can't quite reach the enemy general. Got a war cry out here. We've got kind of a partial chain route started over here if we can just keep the pressure up. Breach there. Alright. So I'm supporting my men. We're going to need some flaming rounds right here. Let's cause some more fear effect. Legionary cav, the pressure's still on, but we got an enemy general coming through, so we're going to have to pull our cav through our own men there. We've got a lot of pressure. Got a lot of pressure on over here, but I've got Riders of the Hunt around my flank over here. Going to have to go take care of them. Let's get around their flank here. What is this unit? A Wodeness Spear? That's trouble. We're going to have to get these cavalrymen out of here. Let's go see if we can run down this broken club levy. And we'll try and run down some more of those. We're still standing our ground here, and we're okay in the center. Let's go ahead and engage. See if we can kill a few of these guys. We managed to get those Riders of the Hunt, so our back lines are free again. Switch back to standard shot. Really don't want these guys to come back from routing, but I really need my cav back over here. Just club levy, so let's come back and see if we can destroy some of the routing units. Let's get back in over here, rear charge. Or wait, those aren't my cav. I was like, yeah, rear charge them. Okay. It's kind of a desperate fight, but my general actually came in really handy. Let's intimidate that Wodeness Spear again, inspire this unit that's about to falter. We're going to need a rear charge here badly. These freaking mercenary longbow hunters are acting like tanks. Get back here, get back here. We are losing this legionary unit. Trying to get some rear charge going here, but that's a Wodeness Spear unit. I don't expect immediate results. Do anything we can to inspire this unit. Let's bring in more rear charges real quick. We got other infantry. Let's actually pull them back here. And it looks like we've won the fight over on this side for the most part. But we are getting our guys shot to death out here, so we better get our cavalry out.
Yes, Commander!
Just got some scout riders there that are still giving me trouble. Nothing else I can do with my Legatus. I can't believe my men held out right here. I'm actually pretty proud of that. Or actually, that's club levy. Let's get out here. And let's see if we can get back into the back of here. Put some more pressure on that Wodenaz Spear General.
The battle is turning in our favor.
And I gotta get my cab back at work over here. Alright. Well, we actually beat them and saved most of our army in the process. Like, I might have lost one nice legionary unit, but for the most part, that was very successful. And we destroyed a very large enemy force there. So, that was definitely worthwhile. Killed 2,600 Helvacone. The better part of 2 armies. We might have lost this legionary unit here, though. We'll see if I get extremely lucky. Maybe a Velite unit there too, which stinks because they wear gold chevrons. Oh, we lost nothing. Wow. That is extreme luck on my part, but those armies are going to have to retrain. And sure enough, these guys are going to attack my new general and his garrison forces. They do have quite a few skirmishers, which is going to be trouble. I do have some Velites of my own, though, so if my infantry can get the job done, we might be able to pull this off. I'm going to fight it on the battlefield, of course, and try and bottleneck the enemies. And if I can just save my levies for late game, I might be able to kill their skirmishers. Even those 2 units of club levy are going to be surprisingly strong, and then after all the javelins and everything else that these guys can throw, it's going to be problematic.
Romans ready for duty.
It shouldn't be problematic, but it's going to be problematic. Let's keep those Vigiles. All these light units that are fairly fast, I want to keep these guys in reserve, keep them alive, try and keep them relatively undamaged. Let's see how the enemy's going to attack, hopefully all bunched up. Let's see. Vigiles have the discipline trait. That's pretty impressive. Wouldn't have figured that. We'll use the Vigiles to block back here if we need to, and I'll support them with levies against potential Germanic scout riders trying to outflank, which they might. The scout riders are going to be a serious problem, as are the longbow hunters and some of the other units. They're going to get some very nice buffs versus my men.
Legionaries! At the double! Double time!
Yep, here comes the scout riders. I'm going to go ahead and go into Testudo real quick.
Our general is under attack.
Because they're just going to sit here and throw javelins at me for the time being, and it looks like a bunch of their units are actually coming back here. So I may have to split my armored legionaries because we have a club levy coming this way.
Awaiting orders. Proud Romans all. As you command.
Hopefully the AI doesn't start shooting my general in the back. Hopefully they'll keep focusing on that guy. Really don't want to use the ammo on my levies on those Germanic scout riders. I'd like to try and just ride out their attacks. And over here, the enemy general.
Yes, Commander.
We'll see if we can destroy him. He's gonna get way more kills than he deserves on that unit. Out of Testudo and out of formation attack.
Discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Take that club levy. They're wasting ammo on my Vigiles, so I'm actually going to just spread them out. And the enemy general has been pushed back. Didn't take a single loss, and killed 6 of my legionnaires in a head-on charge. And he's going to come in for another charge. And of course my guys aren't braced again, which means he'll get more kills, probably. There, though. The general has started dying. My Vigiles are already wavering. Good grief, they're getting destroyed by slinger fire and stuff. Let's actually pull them back. My veteran legionnaires are beating these club levy, but not by nearly as much as one would hope or expect. And then my general has now gotten into these club levy here. Again, the stats say that my guys should win big. Well, I say that. You can't see the stats in the enemy units, and my guys have already lost 20 men just from just stupid stuff there. So we may very well lose this fight. course, those Germanic Scout Riders can probably
The
just...
enemy general is dead.
That's going to hurt enemy morale. And I'm going to see if I can pin these Scout Riders in here and finish them off. That club levy's starting to be shaken. With the enemy general dead, I would imagine that this fight ought to start turning quickly into my favor. Those Germanic Scout Riders taking very little damage, and these veteran legionaries are taking a lot of damage. Enemy skirmishers are continuing to give them trouble. Let's see if we can get in range of these Germanic slingers with my levies and kill them. Enemy general is here. Or he's not alive anymore, but his unit's still there, 78. Wow, these fights with the club levy is way closer than it should be. And these Germanic Scout Riders still have ammo and are going to charge me. You gotta be kidding me. Gotta be freaking kidding me. So those Velites are going to get utterly destroyed by the 33 Scout Riders, or levies. Yeah, my guys are just getting annihilated. And look, I hate this mechanic there where you go fire at will and your guys like just start repositioning and get shot in the back and take forever to throw their javelins. I'm going to do what I can to kill that Germanic Scout Rider while I have the opportunity.
The men are wavering.
The enemy general unit is still running around, but we might be able to get a chain round started here in a second. That Germanic Scout Rider still arrive. All these units having no discipline and fighting down to this few number of men is annoying. And it would be impressive if it weren't the enemy troops doing it. Let's get my legionaries out of the line of fire. And then that club levy routed as well and isn't coming back. So now we just need to be able to ride out the missile storm of the enemy troop. Gosh dang it, these freaking Scout Riders. Coming back and continuing to destroy my levy unit, which is very important here. It's the one that has the most ammo left. Down to 12, 10 men before it even turns yellow. So I'm wasting... My general's going to have to get into Testudo as well as this guy here. Okay. We can now throw a few javelins. No, their Scout Rider is still alive, down to 8 men. Good freaking grief. Die, you filthy pigs.
Missiles ready and waiting. Back, men!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
And these guys are going to get killed despite being in Testudo.
Understood.
It's, we're going to have to take some action here. They are wasting a lot of ammo on those guys, but I mean, they are going to kill my men. And my plebs are certainly not going to win this fight. We're going to need to pull my legionaries out. Let's use the second wind so my general will be faster. Let's actually use this opportunity that our plebs have bought us and run these legionaries away. Let's see if we can chase off that Germanic slinger unit too. I don't know why these Germanic youths and mercenary longbow hunters are fleeing from my plebs, because they would easily win that fight. But we'll use the time that it buys us, basically. And the fact that these units stick around with their general dead in this kind of battle is honestly pretty insulting. Let's go see if I can catch these Germanic slingers before they beat my plebs. I don't think I can, but I'm going to try.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And then my plebs have run into these mercenary longbow hunters, and they're actually doing some friendly fire from their own Germanic youths. No, I'm not going to get there in time. They're going to beat down my plebs. It shows the balance of power heavily in favor of the enemy, and I'm going to have to quickly reposition and get into Testudo here, because I'm already being shot in the back.
Prepare to attack! Form Testudo! Legionaries!
So our only chance here is to basically ride out the missile storm. There's really not a whole lot else I can do. And we'll just hope that my men can ride it out, but the AI is probably going to have a ton of ammo and is going to be getting nice boosts to their missile damage. And a Testudo is no guarantee of survival in this kind of situation. I mean, those guys have a lot of ammo.
An entire unit has perished.
See if we can draw off any ammo there. We
Our
did.
men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
My guys are under
We're losing ground.
horrendous amounts of fire. And I really don't think that the Germanians are going to run out of... Look at this. Just look how much ammo these guys have. Those are slingers, though, so I expect it. The longbow hunters aren't even firing. Let's use this unit and see if we can cause any damage, get any help we can for my general. Maybe if we kill a few of the Germanic units, the balance of power might change. Not changing at all, actually.
Our men flee the field of battle.
And we're just getting shot to pieces. That's insane. No general, and those crappy skirmish units stand their ground. Whatever. They paid for it. The only problem is now that I killed their general, they're going to get a fresh general unit to come oppose me with, so that's pretty irritating as well. I shouldn't have killed their general. Of course, I don't know how I could have not killed their general there. That's irritating. Such crap troops can get through. I mean, the skirmishers make sense, but how many kills their club levy and their general and stuff got there? Whatever. I'll live. I'll be irritated, but I'll live. And I think the enemy just marched around me there, too. Let's see what we can do. Rebellion's imminent. Let's go find out where. Magna Germania. Teleferdum. That's okay, we can march back and should be able to prevent the rebellion here. Yep, so that rebellion will be prevented. Flevium is going to fall with basically no resistance. So that'll make the Marcomanni weaker. And we can now use this town to boost our own economy and needs here. Tear that one down, and we can go ahead and put this army back in, or this guy back in to train the army. They have a fleet out there in the North Sea. I don't really know what good that would be doing them, and that actually will force the rebellion, unfortunately, at Teleferdum, because I captured that settlement at the same time. And then, did they just sack my settlement, or let's go see what happened. I can't remember what they did to my settlement. Settlement lost. Nope, they captured it. So we're going to have to move and work against these guys. The Helvetii have a small army here. But what we could do is just train another legion. Let's see, -1 corruption. Take this guy, recruit him to Vesontio, and we can recruit some troops to support him here. Just go ahead and get a little army started, and we'll work against the guys who are behind our lines. They shouldn't be able to cause too much more damage. Again, the biggest problem is they just picked up a fresh new general's unit, which could be a sword master or something else that's pretty dangerous. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this episode. HeirofCarthage signing off for now.